Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Eastleigh save, and we are in League 1. Things are flying. We're just about to start the season. First game against Peterborough. So we'll take a look at that today, see how we get on. I'm not overly sure where we stand with things. We've had a bit of trouble with transfers and contracts, which I'll be able to talk you through. But before we get started, of course, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this and more Eastleigh save. But yeah, let's jump into it. So one issue we had was staffing. We've lost a lot of staff because of contract issues. I don't really know quite what happened. I thought we'd sorted it. Turns out we hadn't, and a bunch of staff has just left. So we're a little low on the staffing front. The likes of Danny Hollands and Ross Flitney have all left. We've still got Jason Bristow as our assistant manager, so he's still hanging about. But otherwise, we're kind of a little short on players, on coaching staff. So we might have to look at maybe bringing in a few more there. But that should be fine. I mean, we've obviously got very low rating for coaching and all these stuff, where we were quite high previously. Though, let's take a look at the transfers. Obviously, this is one of the exciting bits. So, looking back to the kind of end of last season, we did manage to sign a few players. Obviously, we brought in Tyler Frederickson from Man United on a free. He's currently looking to go out on loan. We're working on a couple of loans for him, one of those being Woking, who've come in for him. We've also got the likes of Joshua Squires, another player that's come in on a free from Southampton. He's looking for some loans, which again we'll probably look to get out there to try and mix it up for him. And then we've also got Josiah Linton as well, a fullback, left wing back sort of player, that very pacey, quite young as well at 18, and again wanted out on loan by the likes of Doncaster, which isn't too bad either. We've also signed Toby Amol permanently. He was so good last season, I didn't want to lose him. He wouldn't come back on loan. Wrexham didn't want to loan him out again because he played so well. So we had to sign him. 225,000, which is the record amount for us at Eastleigh. But I think he'll be worth it in the long term. I mean, if you look at his stats of 9 marking and 9 tackling, not amazing. But he played so well, I think it's kind of just worth it. We liked him a lot. We've also brought in Harry Lewis. He's come from Southampton for 23,000. That was in a part exchange with Ashby Hammond going the other way. Basically, Ashby Hammond kind of wanted to leave. He was causing a bit of an upset anyway. And I was like, well, we need to bring in another goalkeeper. And Saints were happy to kind of do a little trade deal for him. So, which I'm not too upset about. That's absolutely fine. They're probably similar-ish. I don't think there's too much in the difference that I'm really too concerned about. So that's fine. We've also sold the likes of Kyriakou, who's a centre-back from our academy. Not much to him really, but he was gone for 1,000. Tom Bragg's gone out on loan as well. But we've also brought in and sold a few more players. We knew that Brendan Camp was leaving at the end of the season. Elijah Dixon-Bonner has gone to Southend for a little bit of money as well. They came in. We weren't really going to use him. He wasn't really up to scratch as to what we'd want. So he's gone. And Zach Swanson, we know at the end of last season was out on loan at Bolton, wanted to go permanently, so he's gone off to Ross County. But signings for us, we have signed Lucas Bergstrom on loan from Chelsea, our affiliate. We've also put a bid in for him permanently. The reason why I've done it weirdly like that is because I want to keep Chelsea as a support team, so one of our affiliates. So I needed to loan him in, but also I want to sign him because his potentials looks great. He's 6'8", so he's massive. Some great jumping reach, good kicking, command of area and leadership's all very good as well. So, and I think he could develop into quite a nice player. So that's why I've made an actual bid for him as well. But we'll see how that goes. We've brought in Kane Ramsey, another player from Southampton. The reason why I brought him in is because he can play centre-back. But as he's used to playing at a full-back, he can play as that wide centre-back role very nicely, which I think would be great. Great to have in the team, as that's kind of what we might be shuffling into a little bit with how we're going to play. Keandra Simmons is a player that I've had previously on Football Managers in the past, and he's been very, very good, and he works perfectly with how we want to play. He can play that pressing forward role quite nicely, as you can see there. Some good finishing and first touch, but also acceleration, pace, natural fitness, all that sort of thing. So he'll be able to play that role for us, certainly. He was at Man City, got a £150,000 move to Birmingham as well, so he's worth a little bit of money. And for Solihull, when he was on loan in the first season, he absolutely smashed things for them. So I think we'll be all right. And then Johnson Usman even is someone who I brought in for long term. He looks okay, but I think he could be pretty decent as a ball-winning midfielder in the middle, or even as our kind of sweeper role at centre-back. He's only 5'9", but with some good technique and passing, he can get on the ball. Some good determination, obviously, is very positive from a young man. And then his physicals are quite low, but he is only 16, so we've got plenty of room for growth on that front. He's coming for 50k, rising 105 from Mansfield Town, who's one of the teams we played in our friendlies. We've had a very nice friendly kind of section, pre-season I should say. Beat Alfreton 4-1, a draw against Liverpool 23s, a 6-0 win against Cinderford, a 3-1 win against Gillingham, and a 5-1 win against Mansfield, which leads us to today against Peterborough. It's going to be a big game. I think Peterborough are pretty damn good. We're wanting to avoid relegation, which, to be fair, I'd be pretty happy with this season. We are predicted to come bottom, so we're going to have to try and work our magic. And the fact that Peterborough are predicted to come second, having been relegated, it could be a challenge, but it's fine. There's some massive teams in this division, and it could really be tough for us to hang about in this league, especially this first season with a few of the players going and that sort of thing. Carl Jenkinson's still obviously around. He's wanted to go, though. And Danny Whitehall is hanging about. He's been banging in the goals for us. He's getting a consistent 10, 11 goals each season, but he's probably slowly getting to a point where we can't reasonably say to play him. But we'll see. Let's jump into the team sheet then. We are sticking with our 5 at the back and 3 up top system. We have still got our 4-4-2 as well. Wing play, we're going to stick to positives to start with, but it might be a case that we have to change things up slightly as the season goes on because of kind of issues we might have. But this is the team we're going for. Harry Lewis in goal, Magoma, O'Connor and Omar at the back, what we saw last season. Josh Hare and Owakwe either side, with McGavin and Dreyer in the middle. And then up top, we've got Adaboyejo, Hudlin and Asante along there. Hesketh is a little bit injured. Same with Simmons and Bergstrom. So they're sitting out this one. Vincent Harper maybe could come onto the bench, but we've got Rowe there, so that's not too much of a worry. Actually, we'll swap him in for McDonnell because we don't need a keeper on the bench, really, do we? But yeah, that's how we're going to go. Ben House is there, so he'll likely come on at some point because he's been very good last season. But this is where we're going for. Kane Ramsey on the bench as one of the backup centre-halves, right wing-backs, can play in a couple of positions, which is nice. But this is the moment. This is where we're going to see if we're actually a team that can compete at League One level. I think we maybe got a little bit lucky getting promoted last season. We obviously found some sort of form and just managed to power through. If we can hold on and power through again this season, though, it would be very, very good. And to be quite honest, we are looking absolutely fantastic so far at the start of the game. Hudlin at the back post, and he's hit the bar already. It's 10 minutes in, and Carl Hudlin is starting how he means to go on with hitting the bar. He's still a threat, which is fantastic. Hare bombing down this right-hand side. Can he get a ball into the box that we know he can deliver, and our players can certainly get on the end of? The ball comes in, it's back post. Asante's header is caught by Coleman. But we are causing absolute problems for Peterborough. I don't think they quite understood what they were getting themselves in for. And we're coming forward again. We're away from home as well. It's not even like an exciting start at home for the season. But Gavin's ball in. It finds Adaboyejo, who drops it for Dreyer, whose shot comes in. Adaboyejo shoots. It came off Hudlin, who nods it home for his first goal of the season. I mean, if he can bag another 30 this season, I think we will be fine. But he was poaching there, wasn't he? Poaching. A throw in into McGavin, who was able to get the ball across Adebayo laid it off for Dreyer. It bounced back to Adebayo, who shot. Hudlin was able to kind of just guide in with his head, and that made it 1-0. It was a little bit sketchy. I thought it might have been offside, but no, looks absolutely no problem there. He's miles on. The defender's keeping him on. 15 minutes in, 1-0 Eastleigh, and we are looking very, very good, surprisingly. No, not surprisingly. I'm very confident in my players. Absolutely. There's no concerns whatsoever. But Peterborough are going to come forward now. Hare does well to head it clear, and Adebayo gets onto the end of it. Can he look to retain this ball and keep us going forward? O'Connor inside. He's keeping the ball nicely. Switches it beautifully out to Tariq Uwakwe on the left-hand side. He's going to look to drive forward now. A player that's deemed to be a prospect for the future with regards to the championship football. So he'll be great to have in the side, and hopefully he can develop this season and get us going. Hopefully stay in the league, and if not, maybe even get a bit higher up and challenge for something. But Hare on the right-hand side, loads of room. Ball gets played across, but no one's able to get on the end of it. Asante receives it the other side, plays it across again. Hare with the volley, and it's just over the bar. But this is fantastic football. An XG of 1.11, 14 shots, 6 on target. We are absolutely dominating a team who are predicted to come second, and we were predicted to come bottom. This is incredible stuff. I think we might have found a squad and a team who could really rival some teams here. A Mole with the header. It looks like it came off the bar. Crikey, he's headed that, and that is ricocheted off the bar, causing absolute problems for Peterborough. They don't know how to handle us. We've got 8 minutes still to go in this half, and we've got a free kick. Magoma's ball into the back post. Asante is all on his own there. Can he get it across? He does to Hudlin. It is blocked, and Knight, he looks to clear, and Clark does that. Looks long forward, but O'Connor is back on the ball, and we're gonna come again. Uwakwe, Tariq, look at him on the ball on this left hand side into Asante, looking for a 1-2. Uwakwe driving into the box, left-footed shot, and he finds the corner. He's gonna be fantastic for us this season, I can tell already, and he has been very, very good with, a lovely 1-2 with Asante on that side. Gave him the space to really drive into the box. He lost his man, and there it was. He saw the gap, drove, left-footed strike. Coleman wasn't able to get there, and it goes 2-0 to Eastleigh. 5 minutes to half-time. What a start to the season this would be. Coming into the season, not sure where we would be. A bit of at a loss with a bunch of players leaving. Pritchard was obviously leaving on a free transfer at the end of the season, and a few other players going. I was a little bit worried that we weren't able to quite get the squad together that we wanted, but the boys that have been around and with very limited change to the side, we're looking very, very good. The only player that's come in is Harry Lewis, the goalkeeper. Otherwise, there's only Kane Ramsey on the bench that has actually come into the side. We will leave it at that, I think. The boys are playing so well. We don't want to change things at this point, as we're absolutely on fire. Peterborough are going to have to come out and come at us a lot to create something here and get back into the game, as we're looking pretty damn comfortable, I have to say. I love the shape that the average map shows. It's kind of a lovely circle with the two guys in the middle dictating the play. Stephen O'Connor, though, with the ball after Amol laid it back to him. A ball comes forward, Hudlin's header, which we know he can win almost every single time. Afolabi, though, coming forward, plays in Smodix, who's going to look across again to Clark, who does strike. It hits the bar. It's their turn to strike against the bar, but this time get lucky and it stays 2-0. A 1.92 XG. We're still looking to get the goals, and we're looking pretty clinical. We've had 24 shots and 12 on target, which is quite insane, to be honest, for this level. Maybe we should make some changes. The boys are looking a bit tired. They've worked very, very hard. Ben House we will bring on for Asante. That's absolutely fine. And we'll bring Rowe on for Uwakwe. And why not? We can bring on Ben Elliott for McGavin as well in the middle there. Just to give us some legs on the pitch to keep hold of the ball and just see this game out, as it is ticking down now. The boys are, I'm going to be ecstatic, I have to say. That is a hell of a result. A 2-0 win away from home to Peterborough, who've just been relegated from the Championship. A team that is predicted to come second, fighting for the title in the league. And there we go. We beat them 2-0, and it was pretty comfortable, I have to say. There wasn't too much I was worried about in that game after seeing it. Here's Bergstrom's contract that we're going to look to try and sign. I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to because he's wanting a little bit, maybe too much. We can only offer 2k if he fancies it. Should we bump that up to 6 and that to 5? Nope, he doesn't fancy the offer. That's fine. That's not too much of a worry. I'm okay with that. Because if Harry Lewis is about and he's performing like that so far, that's fine. I don't know. I don't think we can actually terminate the loan as it's first 28 days, but that's no problem. He can just, instead of being a first choice, he'll just be a backup. That's for sure. We have got a Carabao Cup game against Wrexham up next, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can get the win, a mole against his old club. And we have got Papa John's Trophy where we've got Arsenal under-23s, Peterborough and Wickham. Again, I'm really not bothered about either of any of the trophies that we're in. If with that kind of start to the season, I'm thinking about possibly focusing on the league and trying to win a title or something, or getting promoted. There are 2 spots available and 4 playoff spots, which we're sat in currently after the first game. So we will have to see. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let me know how you think we're going to do, if we're going to carry on this form, or if that was just a bit of a lucky break at the first game of the season. But we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.